Live from Mobile World Congress 2015, I'm Amisha Gandhi with SAP, and I'm here with Anas Ghazi from the Data Alliance. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about what the Data Alliance is?
All right, so the Data Alliance, if I were to sum it up in 2 words, it would be data horizontality. So we're a group that's dedicated to connecting the right people with the right data assets that are housed within the WPP enterprise. And we do that through a single stream contact piece where we want to ensure that the data is A, easily accessible, it's convenient to get to, and it is compliant. So data horizontality, connecting the right people with the right assets in a convenient and compliant manner.
So there's a big shift, and the challenges for businesses today seems to be the move to data-driven marketing. So how does Data Alliance help companies with that?
Right, so I could speak to how Data Alliance helps the WPP operating companies. So it sort of goes hand in hand in what I was talking about, the data being accessible in a convenient and compliant way. So what Data Alliance has been doing over the last several years is meeting with a variety of our operating companies to understand what are their data needs. And some of their largest data needs definitely come into the mobile space, and that's where we're seeing a lot of traction, and I think that's where we've got this connection with Consumer Insights 365 with SAP, and that's how we're actually helping the landscape, is by bringing innovative data sources, either from a dashboard perspective or from a anonymous aggregated perspective, that we're able to connect where permissible with additional data assets that help us understand consumer behavior, to reach consumers, and to also develop meaningful, valuable insights.
That sounds like you'd be getting a lot of big data coming in. So how is, in particular, mobile big data a potential of new source for marketers? And for the Data Alliance, how does this mobile big data mean, and what is it comprised of?
All right, so I think big data is definitely the buzzword that everyone's talking about. But I think what we really do is we bring it down to a very simple level in terms of when we find a data source, if it's mobile or if it's social or if it's clickstream or so forth, what we do is we try and identify the best place for it to sit within the WPP umbrella, and we bring it in a way that can be repeatable, and then where permissible, we're able to then connect that data asset. But I think when it comes specifically to mobile, this is such a growing landscape where people want to know, what are people using their mobile phones for? Where are they when they use them? I mean, if I were to put it simply, I would say your mobile phone is your avatar, right? Wherever you are, your mobile phone is. And we're a data management company, but also as an advertising firm, we understand that. So I think mobile data, it's the newest frontier where we want to understand that intimacy between a consumer and their mobile phone as they're going down the path to purchase. Also in terms of where are they when they're looking at making paths to purchase, and what are the types of insights, what types of apps are you using? But we want to do it in a way that it's friendly, but yet insightful.
And how does this method of data collection compare and contrast to other methods?
So in terms of data collection at SAP, you're saying, or data collection at Data Alliance and WPP?
At Data Alliance and WPP.
So we ourselves actually don't collect data per se. I would say Data Alliance is a group of strategists. We are almost the data stewards who point direction of where the data should go. But we work with a variety of different partners. So if we would say the main data hub at WPP, it could range from being KBM Group, it could be Group M, it could be the Kantar COE. It ranges where that data is coming from. What we would say is when we want to bring data in, we want to make sure that it goes through our robust compliance processes, and it also meets all the terms of service where we're getting the data from. I think once it comes in, that's when it helps us to connect to the data assets that we have, where that's feasible, and then we're able to just shop that around with our operating companies to say, these are the data assets that we have, and here are permissible ways that you can use it, and here are some insights, or here are some use cases around reach that you could potentially leverage this data for.
So can you give us some examples of the new insights that will now be possible, that weren't possible before, and how we see this going forward for agencies or others?
Sure, I think in the mobile space, we were fortunate enough to partner with SAP around this upcoming project of Consumer Insights 365. And literally the other day I got an email from my colleague Sanjeev, and he was like, this is terrific. He was like, this is at scale, our clients are super excited, when can we turn this on? And what I think this is doing is the platform itself, it's unique in that it's a mobile data aggregator, and I would say it's probably the first in the industry where you're able to do that. And what it's allowing us to do is, as a campaign pre-planning tool, we're able to understand how specific segments look before we go into that market. I mean by tying in the demographic data that you have at an anonymous yet compliant level, and just the graphical interface of these are the types of people, here's where they're able to shop, this is where they're going. So those are all new insights that are being brought forward by the platform, and from a data alliance and a WPP perspective, we feel like this would help us help our clients reach out to growing and emerging markets, especially in the areas that Consumer Insights 365 has penetration.
Great. Well, that sounds really exciting, and it's a new way to reach consumers and collect data. And for agencies. So, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
And stay tuned for more coverage from Mobile World Congress.